This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a Wanaka woman has given birth by dashboard light as her husband drove towards the birthing unit. James Cameron's Abyss is starting to take shape in one of Otago Museum's vast galleries. And a group of pupils have created a company called Ignite, producing eco-friendly fire starters. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Simon Anderson. It's what you might call a speedy delivery. An Upper Clutha woman had to deliver her own baby while on the road to hospital in Alexandra last month. With an increase in the number of women giving birth in the Cromwell Wanaka area, there are calls for more resources to be put in place.
Not exactly an ideal birthing suite, but for Upper Clutha woman Jess Berry, there weren't a lot of options when she went into labour last month.
I was sort of, at this stage, almost trying to hold him in, and we got to about Clyde, and I couldn't hold him in any longer, and got my feet up on the dashboard and delivered him myself while he was still driving.
Jess and her husband Michael were en route to Alexandra from their home at Queensbury, between Cromwell and Luggett.
We didn't really have time to pull over. There's not a lot of space around there to pull over, and then after he'd come, we decided that it was best just to keep going and get him to the birthing unit so he could be checked out.
She says they would have made it to Wanaka or Cromwell if there had been birthing units in either of those towns. Thankfully, her quick thinking and mother's instinct prevented any complications.
So when he came out, the cord was around his neck, which was a little bit scary, but I slipped it off and gave him a pat on the back, and he cried, which was a big relief.
The family carried on to the hospital for William to be checked out and Jess to be looked after, but midwives in the area are advising women to be well prepared.
Situations like this do highlight the fact that there aren't enough birthing units in the area. I think my midwife that week had a delivery every night. Like, that's so much pressure.
There's been an increase in the number of women giving birth in the Cromwell and Wanaka areas. Critics say this isn't an isolated incident. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Police are investigating after the Waitaki Boys High School cricket pavilion was vandalised either on Monday night or in the early hours of Tuesday morning. Windows were smashed in 2 changing rooms and the pavilion's kitchen, leaving floors covered in glass. Rubbish was also dumped in a grassed area at the front of the pavilion. It's the second time in 6 months the pavilion at Milner Park and Waitaki Avenue has been targeted after a door was forced open and a cricket shirt allegedly stolen earlier this year. James Cameron's Abyss is starting to take shape in one of Otago Museum's vast galleries. The museum has secured New Zealand exclusive rights to host the James Cameron Challenging the Deep exhibition on its first stop of its international tour.
It's been long hours for Otago Museum staff since the exhibits for film director James Cameron's Challenging the Deep exhibition arrived 2 weeks ago.
The exhibition was developed in Sydney with the Avatar Alliance, so James Cameron's team, and it's all about James Cameron's main expeditions down in the deep sea.
She says one of the highlights of the exhibition is a large-scale model of the Titanic, which shows what it looked like when Cameron made a deep-sea exploration of the vessel back in 1995. The model was used in his blockbuster Hollywood movie about the cruise liner's demise, and there's other movie memorabilia on show as well.
Also some of the costumes from the movie, so you'll see Jack and Rose's costumes, and the Heart of the Ocean necklace, which is quite cool. And also the submersible from the Explorer dive. You can sit in that, which is what James Cameron spent a long time diving down to the bottom of the trench.
Alan says the exhibition is quite different from most others.
It's been a really technical build, so we've worked closely with the teams in Sydney to make sure that the narrative of the lights and music and films along with the objects are all really well presented.
There'll be 4 different documentaries playing on large screens in the gallery at different times as well. Challenging the Deep is set to run from July until February next year. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Prospective thieves were no match for reinforced glass at a Dunedin jeweller this morning. Police say the window of Goldsmiths on St Andrew Street was broken at around 12:45 a.m. Store co-owner John McCallum says they were able to poke a few holes through, but it's all reinforced. He says while there were decorations in the window, anything of worth was put in a safe overnight. Police are urging anyone who saw anything suspicious in that area early this morning to contact them. There appear to be a lot of firelighters at Kaikorai Valley College at the moment, but there's no need to be alarmed. A group of pupils have created a company called Ignite, which produces fire starters recycled from environmentally friendly materials.
A group of bright sparks from Kaikorai Valley College have come up with an ecologically friendly fire starter. 3 pupils have taken 3 ingredients to produce fire starters without petrochemicals and are pitching them as their entry into the New Zealand Young Enterprise scheme.
They outlast all of the competition, which is, those wee petroleum fire starters, which is our main goal to tackle, is the problem of petroleum fire starters which spew all this nasty stuff into the air, or just a bunch of newspaper, and yeah, they work brilliantly.
Ignite Communications Director Eddie Bernhardt says business is hotting up with many orders coming in for their innovative product.
We've had about 80 orders, so just from, people, just friends and family outside of the school, from, the members of the group and teachers.
The Young Enterprise project is a year-long module where pupils form a company, become directors and develop products and services which they market. Their firelighters create no soot or fumes and burn for up to 9 minutes.
So it is made out of just egg cartons that people donate to us, which is it's kind of like a wee mini fireplace in itself. So the egg carton holds kind of like the fireplace. Then we've got the kindling, which is wood shavings that are excess from the tech room, and then the main burner is our beeswax, our unrefined beeswax.
The product's been on the market for a fortnight, and Bernhardt says they've already received more than 80 orders from as far away as Greymouth. He says even the packaging is recycled, coming from a source within the school.
Yeah, so our packaging is made from a bunch of old curtains, and we just cut them up, we sew them, and it creates our packaging, which is 100% recycled as well.
The group hopes to have a stall at the Dunedin Farmers Market in the next few weeks, where they plan to talk about and sell the product. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Still to come on the South Today. The Dunedin City Council is set to review its sports grounds, and more than 1,000 pupils take part in a Christchurch schools cross-country.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
It's too late to sow seed, but don't despair. Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Hard to find bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Shall I make some scones?
No mai anō, welcome back. Dunedin is in the running to host a rugby test next year as the Scots and Welsh come calling to New Zealand. New Zealand Rugby has confirmed Wales will be heading to New Zealand to play 2 tests in July. Scotland will also be headed this way for its first trip to New Zealand in 20 years for one test. Otago Rugby Football Union, in association with event company Dunedin Venues, has put its hand up to host a test. ORFU General Manager Richard Kinley says the two organisations combined to put in a tender to host a test. A major review of Dunedin's sports fields is set to begin later this year and could possibly shift goalposts across the city. The Dunedin City Council says a review of sports fields across the city is expected to begin in a matter of months. It's been on the Council's to-do list for a while, but will begin once work on the tracks audit and playground review are completed. The review promises to be a big piece of work that aims to help the Council better understand the existing provision of sports fields across the city, their use and maintenance demands. The information will be used to drive investment in fields in a way that best fits the requirements of sports codes, clubs and other users. You either loved or loathed the cross-country at school. Despite the lure of electronic entertainment, teachers say Canterbury children are still enjoying the cross-country. Over 1,000 youngsters took part in last week's schools cross-country at Halswell Quarry.
It's going to be a tough race today. I reckon it's going to be about half a mile. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
1,353 here today. They want to enter more, usually. They want to do it. They want to get out and run. So we're just helping them to achieve that.
He's an intermediate. I'm the sports coordinator here. So we've got 40 kids racing today, which is awesome, and they've had a great time, and it's been beautiful sunny weather, and it's great to have the intermediates and primaries together for the first time for the big race, so it's been a really enjoyable day. The cross country and the swimming, probably at school level, has a little bit of dwindled numbers in the kind of interest of those really competitive athletes. You know, there are a lot more kids probably indoors, a lot more screen time, I would have thought. But generally, kids like to be with their mates at this age.
I think it is becoming increasingly more difficult, but those that are active and fit and keen to be in the outdoors, you know, there's no better place than out here this morning just to show that really. So yeah, it is dwindling, but in saying that, you know, those who are keen are as keen as they've ever been. So no, it's fantastic.
We're gonna probably be rivals, but hopefully we can help each other out up the hills.
We're just hoping to get top 10 to make the team.
I got 9th, so I'm in the team.
if you look around here today, it's not just hanging out with their mates from their own school. They're able to interact with each other, catch up with friends that they haven't seen for a wee while. That's always really important as well, off the course. And then on the course, it's just getting out there and being active. And for some of them, it's absolutely their passion. So it's a chance to show off what they've got, that skill set, that stamina and fitness that they've got. So yeah, there's a little bit of it for everybody out here, I reckon, today.
I think it teaches a lot about how to be a part of a team, about that kind of preparation, about dealing with a bit of adversity. You know, coming here, they're all great runners to get here, but there's only going to be one winner, so actually using that disappointment as a bit of a fuel or a fire to go on and train harder and to work harder. I was never a huge runner myself, but I'm a passionate sportsman, so I know that running was a part of keeping fit and keeping active.
After the break on the South Today, we find out where snow came early this year, just to 1 Dunedin Street, and a new $1 million community hall is set to open in Kaitangata.
All new episodes of Put Some Colour in Your Life are now screening on Channel 39. Take a look at Australian artists and the techniques they use in their studio. Put Some Colour in Your Life, Tuesdays, 7:30.
Step into Shop on Carol and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole Map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
The season has changed, and at Ella Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
It's too late to sow seed, but don't despair. Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough. It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Thanks for staying with us. There were emotional pleas as the Dunedin City Council voted to declare a climate emergency this afternoon. Councillors voted 9-5 at a full council meeting to declare the emergency and accelerate efforts to become a carbon neutral city. They had aimed to reach a net zero carbon target by 2050, but have decided to bring that forward to 2030. Most councillors spoke strongly in support of declaring the emergency, while only councillors Lee Vandervis, Mike Lord and Andrew Wiley argued against it. Christmas came early to Vogel Street in Dunedin yesterday as the filming on the Hollywood film Black Christmas got started. The filming action was happening inside the Heritage Cafe on the corner of Jetty and Vogel Streets, which was closed for the day and had been decked out in festive decorations. Film buffs wanting to catch a glimpse of movie magic had to make do with a car covered in faux snow, parked across the street from the cafe, as Black Christmas crew made sure the set inside was protected from public view. American film and television production company Blumhouse Productions recently announced it's remaking the 1974 Canadian cult film of the same name. The town of Kaitangata has yet another reason to be proud and a chance to celebrate later this month. Following 8 years of hard work and more than $1 million of fundraising, a brand new community centre is now opening its doors to the public.
A stunning new community centre for the small town of Kaitangata, just east of Balclutha. The project started 8 years ago with intentions to renovate the old Memorial Hall, but after earthquake and other issues, it was decided to build a new facility attached to the local Presbyterian church. Local dairy farmer Evan Dick says a lot of hard work has gone into getting the building finished.
It's just such a big project. It's putting a feasibility study together. It's putting, we're fundraising $1 million. We're a town of 800. It just doesn't happen overnight.
The hall, which is double glazed and boasts a brand new kitchen, can hold up to 300 people, the same capacity as the old one. And Dick says the new space is intended for the whole community.
It's here for everybody, so long as they treat it with respect, and because the town owns it now, it's ours. It's not the council own it. The Karangaroo community own it. It's our building, so it's like everything else in the town that we've fundraised to build and do. The town really take ownership of it.
He says having one hall for the whole community could be a model for other small towns.
And I think a lot of other smaller towns like ours need to look at these options, because using one building for everything, you're not having different buildings spread around the town, and it's hard to maintain them. It's we can sort of all work together and sort of maintain the one building.
3 years ago, the town launched affordable house and land packages, which is now seeing 6 new homes in development. And he says the town is looking more positive.
There's other groups in town, the skate park, we've got a brand new daycare centre opened up. We've got a committee running the pool. We've got a garage opened up just behind us. Full mechanical repairs, and people are starting to believe. Hey, people got to live somewhere. Why not live here?
Now that the community hall's almost complete, they're looking at another fundraising project to improve the riverside with a boat ramp and picnic facilities. In Kaitangata, for the South Today.
Now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. A Wanaka woman has given birth by dashboard light as her husband was driving towards the birthing unit. Both mother and baby are now doing well. James Cameron's Abyss is starting to take shape in one of Otago Museum's vast galleries as part of a huge exhibition. And a group of Kaikoura Valley College pupils have created a company producing fire starters recycled from eco-friendly materials. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Hayden.
Good evening, Simon. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you doing?
Good. Let's have a look at tomorrow. So neurosurgery is a hot topic again, very major and serious story tomorrow. The SDHB has its latest update in the neurosurgery, and they're saying, quote, there are no realistic options to find a new neurosurgeon for Dunedin. So very serious issue. I look forward to our health reporter Mike Houlihan explaining more about that tomorrow. Also big news out of Wanaka. So resource consent granted today to this big new hotel in the North Lake zone, 113 rooms. A lot of public submissions against it, but consent has been granted, so that'll be interesting. The climate emergency, as viewers have seen, a big day at the DCC, kind of a momentous day, you feel, Dunedin joining all the other councils that have declared the emergency. And a big day also for the family of Shona Dunlop McTavish, the legendary Dunedin dance teacher. Her funeral today, and in true Shona style, there was a lot of people getting up and dancing, which is quite nice. We have a couple of nice photos from that. And sports news, always some good sports news. Steve Hepburn has rated all the Highlanders this season, which I'll be very interested to see how Mr. Hepburn
have a look at those numbers.
Rates them. And we've got a yarn on the former Otago club basketball player who's been invited to the NBA Summer League, Finn Delaney. So good yarn from Jeff Cheshire, and just goes to show what a a kid playing sport in Dunedin can get to. So should be interesting.
Great, thank you. And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by Mole Map.
Starting with our southern view, a bus passes by as a fire hydrant discharges water onto a Dunedin street. Looking at the situation, a few more days of fine weather and heavy frosts inland as an anticyclone drifts slowly onto New Zealand. Starting off at the northwest of the South Island, Greymouth and Westport can expect a few clouds and 12 degrees. Across to the northeast, Nelson and Blenheim are likely to have clear skies with 14 degrees. In Canterbury, blue skies and 12 degrees in Kaikoura, a few clouds and 11 for Christchurch, while Ashburton has clouds and 11 degrees. Looking at the southern towns, light westerlies and fine weather in this region. The Catlins heads for 8 degrees, Balclutha 7, while Lumsden and Gore are both expecting 5 degrees. Travelling westward to the Central Lakes, light southwesterlies and mostly fine. The top temperature for Wanaka and Alexandra should be 6 degrees. Queenstown is set to only reach 4, while Te Anau is predicted to be the warmest of this region with 8 degrees. Looking to the northern towns, light winds and a fine on the coast with Timaru and Oamaru set for 10 degrees. Still fine but much cooler inland with light winds and 4 degrees for Omarama and 6 for Twizel. In Dunedin, fine and cold tonight with frosts and an overnight low of -3 degrees. Mostly fine and sunny tomorrow with cool temperatures and light southwesterly winds. Frosts again tonight, looking at a high of 9 and a low of -3. The cool temperatures continue on Thursday with light southwesterly winds, aiming for a high of 9 and a low of -2 degrees. Heading to Invercargill. Cold with frosts tonight and an overnight low of -3. Sunny and frosty tomorrow, a high of 9 and a low of 0. Sunny and cool Thursday with moderate westerly winds, looking at a high of 10 degrees and a low of 0 again. That's all for our news this Tuesday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.